Well, hello and welcome back. It is I, Celtichorn, that person you're very excited to see, right? No? Fine. Fine. I'm just kidding. I'm back now with a different series. This one is the spiritual successor to Honor Guard versus the Drill Team because after we kind of grew up and everybody moved and had their careers and going good, I still want to do a series about the guys because some of the conversations we had were just mind blowing. That still happens to this day. So you'll see that the characters retain their names, but now they look a lot more different. Now, again, the issue of having someone to voice them was, of course, still going on. And Mr. Derelict. And I just decided to use Microsoft David this time. And so it may be a little bit jarring because every single character sounds the same, but for me, it worked, and I thought it was hilarious. So if you'll join me, this one's called The Captain.
Good morning, gents. Yet another week awaits us. Boozing it up, I see, even though it's only 9 a.m. It's 9 p.m. Fuck.
No.
In any case,
Oops.
next time any of you are getting out of the shower,
I used to swear a lot.
before you dry off, call
Is
for
anybody
your
surprised?
wives. And hit the Captain Morgan pose. When they walk in, point down at your business and ask them, is this too big for my body?
So stupid.
I think you missed the part where we all married women who are in some cases more frighteningly sarcastic than all of us combined.
This is true.
Challenge accepted. Does this look too big for my...
Okay, so yes, this was an actual conversation we had once, just joking around, being dumb. You'll notice that most of the conversations that we'll have in 9 a.m. is based off of actual conversations we've had. Now, of course, like everybody and their mother, I was into South Park, so this style of animating always seems so cool to me. I was like, I gotta figure out how to do this. AE. These were all animated in Blender, believe it or not.
See you again soon.
I
All right,
designed the
gents, are you
characters
ready for
inside of Adobe Photoshop Elements, and I animated them all inside of Blender.
Flips? Yeah.
This is about the time we were having that once and forever time solar eclipse where everybody
All right, gents,
had
are
to
you
see
ready
it.
for the eclipse? Yeah. Yup. There's an eclipse? I don't follow American news. Indeed. Yes, sir. No. Ah, yeah, ha, ha, ha.
Once again, another conversation we had. You'll notice that these are extraordinarily short. That's the idea. I wanted to keep them short and just hit a joke and then run, right? So hopefully they don't get too dry.
Good.
What am I kidding?
Nope,
Of course
there
they're
is
dry.
no such thing as alien life. Hey. Hey. Hey, Jules, do you think there is life on other planets? Nope, there is no such thing as alien life. What about the idea of Area 51?
Okay, a little background into this one. Our friend Julian was really into crazy conspiracy theories and all that stuff, and for but it was just made for fun. And then he actually got employed into a place where it's possible for him to have more information based off of statistics, right? So we'd always bug him with questions, and he's like, "Please don't ask him questions." But I was like, "Oh, we'll just ask him." You'll see him rocking his UTEP hoodie, representing El Paso there. All right. And Chase wearing his Ghost from Pac-Man machine. Love it. I'm trying to think. Oh, also, I should mention that these characters actually were designed by a guy named Daniel. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Daniel. His moniker was Tuxedo Mob back in the day. He made these as a kind little commission for me, all these characters. And what I did is I took his images and I just cut them into little layers, placed them on top of each other, and hand animated them around. One of these days, I'll probably do a full-on telling of how I make these in case anybody else wants to try it. It's super simple. If I can figure it out. Oh my God, monkey with a screwdriver could figure it out.
Or the crash in Roswell? Or the crop circles? Chase, I promise you there are no aliens. Yeah, I guess you're right. Shit, I am late for work. Talk to you later. Okay, later. Damn it, I should have asked him about flying cars. Hey, wait.
Point is that Julian won't say anything to anyone, but at the end of the day, he might actually know.
I haven't asked you anything yet, no.
Oh boy.
Hey John. No. I haven't asked you anything yet. No.
It's a one for one of my real
Uh,
life brother.
no. What? Can you be on the podcast this week? Maybe. Uh. Hey. Hey. You going to be on the podcast? Hell no.
Okay, so my brother in real life, he's very hesitant to want to do anything creative, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's my passion. I don't try forcing it onto anybody, but it is cool to include people you know because then those are the best personalities you know. You can really elaborate on who they are. And my brother, I would ask him very generalized questions like, "Hey, what? No, Johnny, I haven't even talked. Nope." I mean, to this day, he can still be like that. But he's a lot more relaxed now, and he has a lot more fun. But back then, I remember, woof, you'd have to pull teeth to get him to do anything. And also, I had a podcast, and we still have a podcast. It's on permanent hiatus. Hopefully, someday we'll pick it up again. Called the Jackass Express podcast, our sister channel. And in between podcasts, I would make these to kind of like highlight some dumb things we were talking about, or just to kind of make it cheap little promotional stuff. But after a while, 9 a.m. took its own life, and it did not took its own life, but it took life of its own. I should say. It sounds terrible, and it did really well for a while. So I was really focusing on that for a long, long time. Good times.
You again soon. I feel like that Mitch Hedberg joke. Don't even say I didn't get that donut. I got the documentation right here.
I'm gonna get in trouble for showing this, but it was a conversation based off of yes, a dumb joke that was told about how some firefighters rescued some piglets or something from a fire or barn. They're gonna tell the story right now, and it was a funny joke. But then we have a friend who likes to come and be like, wait a minute, I told that joke first. You don't remember? I told it line. It's like I didn't see that it was Discord. It was on a different channel. So I was like, but no, I told the joke first. I was like, oh, okay, all right, yes, okay, sure. I have documentation right here.
Did you guys see that some firefighters got to eat sausages made out of some piglets they saved from a barn fire? They should have saved some cows too. Hello. I sent that news article to you guys a long time ago. Directly from the BBC. I feel like that Mitch Hedberg joke. Don't even say I didn't get that donut. I got the documentation right here. Did I miss something about a donut?
And of course, the only thing that gets Johnny's attention is
sure you've noticed a lot.
mentions of food.
Soon. So this morning I had to go to 4 different gas stations before I found one with gas. I blame Facebook.
Okay, so a long time ago, there was what was called a shortage in gas prices, and Tip was making a comment on it, and he just really disliked Facebook, really disliked it. So he's basically ripping them apart.
Oh man, I love that song. Oh shit. I am almost out of gas. The only answer is to go faster. Hey Tip, you got here late. I thought the bar was on top of a building, so this morning I had to go to 4 different gas stations before I found one with gas. I blame Facebook. There is a disruption in the supply chain, meaning the inventory cycle is stretched. Normally not a problem because a business builds in safety stock for...
No, you haven't missed it. I should probably mention that. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. Darrell. It's called 9 a.m. mostly because there was a time when I was working and I was just being trained and stuff. And the time that I had to myself, I was able to work on stuff that was personal stuff. I was working part-time. They're like, hey, you can work on your homework or whatever. But when it's work time, you got to work. I'm like, yeah, well, it's okay. So most of the times that I had nothing to do, it was 9 a.m. in the morning, ironically. And so whenever I'd work on these, they were called 9 a.m. And then I would try to release them at 9 a.m. And it's just to me that I think it also has to do with a comment that Chase made one time. Chase is this guy over here. And he said, a beer at 9 a.m. is okay. And we even made a shirt about it. It was so dumb, but that stuck with me. And I'm like, nope, it's 9 a.m. now. Don't ask me why, it just is.
Such a disruption until things normalize. But people on Facebook are saying the word shortage. This scares people into going out and flooding the gas stations, causing a spike in demand. This will
This is how Tip
artificially
talks
inflate
sometimes.
prices and hamper market stability for the next
Still
few
low.
days to a week. What are you doing? Posting it on Twitter. Hey,
The idea was that he's so adamantly against Facebook and the idea of social media causing these unnecessary panics, and then he rips Facebook apart, and then he goes, "Oh, I'm putting it on Twitter," because, as you know, Tip, my friend, whose name moniker is also Bam, he he does a lot of commentary on like political climates and stuff like that. And my friends are kind of worried, like, "Oh no, are you gonna go into one of his speeches?" And I just wanted it to be a like a really long setup of, "Oh, he's gonna go into these long thing again," and no, I'm just posting it on Twitter. It's silly, but I liked it. I thought it was funny.
see you again soon.
There's Flick.
Isn't that Emilia Clarke?
Oh yes, Game of Thrones was very popular,
Oh
and
man,
Tip had a huge
did
crush
you
on
see
Emilia
that
Clarke.
girl? Isn't that Emilia Clarke? Excuse me, miss. I believe you might have dropped something.
What?
Your standards.
Poor
Hey,
Tip.
wait. Hey, I am sure you've noticed a lot of activity here on this channel.
Tip had a huge crush on Emilia Clarke when Game of Thrones came out, and to this day he still does. And I believe he,
If we can just get 10,000.
I believe we had a game on a podcast that we were just playing, saying if we can get Emilia Clarke to acknowledge Tip's existence, we'll have accomplished all of our goal. We would have used this vehicle for something that was fun, and unfortunately, it never happened. But it's pretty popular. She got high standards.
1,000 views channel wide, we can get some of that sweet YouTube cha-ching.
Okay, I remember this one. I know I keep stopping and I keep going. Unfortunately, I have to disclose this to you. It wasn't the actual Emilia Clarke. If you look at the name in the description, her name is actually like Mela Clarke or something, because it can't be, seen as an accurate portrayal of the representation. This is just a parody thing. You know how that works. Don't get me in trouble, Derek. This one is back when YouTube was starting to figure out that people were using YouTube channels to make money by posting really bad things. So what happened is that they had a 1,000 subscriber limit, and what was it? Well, you just had to have 1,000 subscribers back then. Now I think, yeah. I talk about it here. Back in the ancient dark days of YouTube with the
Good
dinosaurs.
morning, gents. If we can just get 10,000 views channel wide, we can get some of that sweet YouTube cha-ching.
That's what it was. It was 10,000 views channel wide, and part of 9am's attempt to help with that was to make so many of them that you'd watch them and then rewatch them, and then hopefully that would increase the views, right? But then they went from 10,000 views channel wide, mind you, which was not that big of a request, to 1,000 subscribers and 40 hours of watch time. Okay, yeah, well, there went my casual hobby. Straight into anyway. It's all good. That's why you got to do this stuff for fun. You can't take it too seriously.
If only we made money now. Yep, Pat. You said we'd be millionaires by now. I never said we'd be, you douche. We could start a Patreon. My mom will surely contribute. That is a great idea.
Mhm.
Or we could rob a bank. Hey, wait, soon.
Always practical
Could you
advice.
draw us a mascot? Jeff Y. Germany.
Oh boy.
Hey, Tim.
Okay, so this is my bad. I did an inside joke, and it was because these shows were originally meant to just be for my friends, right? To kind of give them a little mirror of what I see whenever they're having their talks. And this Germany is reference to when the guys went to Germany to be in my other friend Brandon's wedding, and the next morning they had to leave. Tip had to leave really, really early, and so he asked Jeff if he could give him a ride to the airport. But because of who Jeff is and the time that it was, Jeff refused to drink at the wedding reception because he knew he had to wake up early to take Tip. But Tip got destroyed that night, and he got his ride in the morning. So Jeff is a really good friend, but he to this day it's a running joke of he can't stand Tip for that. Good times.
Tip, can you do me a favor? No. Nice. I mean sure. Could you draw us a mascot? Make sure it's fierce. Make sure it's dynamic. It should also be something people love and revere. Okay, done. Damn it, Tip.
Hmm. It would make sense. Tip's very proud of himself. He does a great job of promoting himself. No, actually, this whole show kind of seems like it could be picking on Tip. It's not. It's just Tip's the funniest person of that group. And so anytime he would give any type of commentary on something, there's always that little faux arrogance. Well, it's not real, but he just like hyping himself up, and I thought that was great. I was like, Tip, that I need to make a series about you, and here we are.
Soon. Sounds like a plan. Wait, what the hippity hoppity is a JoJo?
I was getting scared of being demonetized. I haven't even been monetized. I'm worried about it.
That's the last time I chase Soko with fruit snacks. I told you, I am never drinking again. You going to order food? I am thinking maybe some fries. Yeah, fries sounds good, or a side of JoJo's. Sounds like a plan. Wait, what the hippity hoppity is a JoJo? JoJo's, potato wedges. Then why not just say potato wedges? Ugh, JoJo sounds like hairy kangaroo nutsack.
Okay, so Sax, the guy in the green shirt, this dude, he's originally from Oregon, and as you go higher up in the states over there, they have different names for everything: pop, soda, cokes, whatever. We just have played different names. I'll never forget they're having a conversation about JoJo's, which are potato wedges, and we're like, "What in the world are JoJo's?" The name just struck me because of my infantile humor. I was very easily amused by people calling things different names. I can tell you about where my maturity was at the time. But I remember Brandon would give him a hard time, like, "What are you talking about? What the hell is JoJo?" It was a good time. I'm trying to think what else. Was there anything important about this? Oh, I should point out that you'll see these little parts of where I couldn't get rid of the background because I didn't know how to use the transparency thing because I was very naive and young and I wasn't good at stuff. So you'll see these little mistakes, right? Now, as the show goes through, you'll notice that sometimes the quality of the heads will get better or worse, and you'll see some of the characters whose quality improves, but then others don't. Like you can see the little square where it's connected to the head and to the body, but I don't know. Again, the point was for it to be dumb. There was a show. Oh God, what was it called? Called Home Movies. It was on Adult Swim forever ago. And the animation was just ridiculous. It was just silliness nonstop. And it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But the jokes delivered were hilarious. And the shoddy way that they were drawn, all that just added to the joke. And that was the excuse I gave myself for why it looked like crap for so long.
And not just say
I'm trying to do better.
Wedges. Ugh. JoJo sound.
All right, what's next?
Don't worry, Whataburger.
Right. This one was a little bit of a kind of a. I was a little bit nervous about doing this one. A couple of years ago, well, a long time ago actually. There was that humongous hurricane that hit Houston, and it was a mess. It was freaky in Texas. You don't think you're gonna get hit by some stuff like that, but man, they got hurt. So, my way of coping with uncomfortable news, or if I feel awkward or a little bit nervous, I tend to make jokes, and sometimes they're inappropriate jokes. And this was my way of like, oh man, I hope those people are okay. That stinks. And this was my way of trying to hope that something, I could make something positive out of something so negative.
Sorry guys, the bar is out of beer at the moment. Ugh. What happened? No clue. Don't worry, Whataburger. I'll save you. Don't worry, we still have fountain drinks. That's like saying don't worry, you're not pregnant. It's just a tumor. Ugh. I'll take Dr. Pepper, please. Hands down the best flavor in the world. You are mistaken, sir. Nothing beats RC Cola. I put my cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper up against your third world RC Cola any day. I like Diet Coke. Yikes, Pat. We need to talk about your apparent drug problem that's destroying your perception of taste.
So Brandon and Johnny have an ongoing feud as well. It's amazing we're all friends, but in a fun way. And I don't know if you remember or if this is something that would even make sense to anybody. There was a soft drink, a soda, a Coke named RC Cola, and it was a very popular um, drink at the time. It was competing with the big boys, and Brandon swears by it. But Johnny's like, no, it's terrible. I love Dr. Pepper, and to this day, that's more known throughout Texas as the popular drink, right? Or Dr. Pepper. But Brandon says, no, no, it's RC Cola. And then, of course, I'm like, I want to contribute to the conversation. I like Diet Coke. And like, ugh. And anytime I like jump in with one of the conversations, they always have to throw a little poke at me. And I'm like, why, guys? But that conversation that Brandon and John just had, that was a real conversation. And I was just like, I don't have to write scripts for this thing. I just copy and paste it into a text to speech thing, and it reads out the whole thing. So, yeah, RC Cola. It was okay. It was too sweet for me. I didn't care for it. I prefer my Diet Coke. Okay, let's see.
See you again soon. This is what us meteorologists refer to as a Class S Super Saiyan.
Jeez. Again, I'm laughing at my own jokes. It's bad.
So what's on TV? Let's see. Here is a projection of the next apocalyptic level hurricane.
This is a result of Brandon telling me that he was studying meteorology in Embry-Riddle, the Air Force. It's an Air Force university, and this was his focus, was meteorology. And obviously, he's gone on to do insanely different things that are crazy to me. But at the time, I always like to pick on him and say, "Oh, you're a weatherman." He's like, "No, not. I mean, I can tell the weather, but it's not like that." I'm like, "So you're a weatherman?" Brandon's a good friend.
Apocalyptic level hurricane. Oh look, it appears Brandon is now a weatherman. That's cool. Tentatively referred to as Hurricane Goku. This is what us meteorologists refer to as a Class S Super Saiyan. I really wish they didn't allow him to name it.
He's a
Luckily
huge
this
Dragon Ball fan.
hurricane won't be aimed at a populated area. What does he mean aimed? Shit, I mean in the path of... What else is on?
Julian, also in the Air Force, we always teased him about being that person that, like, oh, you're not supposed to say too much. Don't say too much, because if you do, they're going to get you. So, of course, Brandon made a joke because we were talking about the absurdity of there being a weather machine, right? And, oh, yeah, of course, there's a weather machine. Our government can do whatever they want. They make tornadoes for fun. They love losing millions of dollars in rescue and aid and all that stuff. So it was kind of a joke we all had about, oh, this hurricane is being aimed at. I mean, in the path of, in other words, implying that there could be some sort of control into it. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break. Thank you for being here, Mr. Derelict. I really appreciate that. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Thank you for waiting. Now this one, I forgot. It's weird that I accidentally stopped before this one. This one is based off of a show that I think even Derelict is familiar with, and it was happened a long time ago, and I forgot that I made it, and so now I'm gonna kind of eat some crow here. But it was a show that was very popular because the host was very honest about everything that they said, and they had no filters. And then all of a sudden, I think the filter came on and realized that YouTube had a lot of ways of not approving of you being too edgy. So I guess I want to say. But I remember there for a while, I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I was flat out impressed by this streamer, and so I thought, hey, this is my way of showing a little bit of an homage. Enjoy.
Yikes. Why aren't you at work? Why aren't you? Touche. I am watching this thing called the See Me After Class podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I have a new respect for people who stream live content. Why's that? Hatred shouldn't be dependent on things people can't control.
God. Yep, there's the wine bottle.
So you hate women? I didn't say that. I am saying you shouldn't be judged simply by what gender, color, or flavor of pudding you like to shove up your ass. So you hate men? Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Much respect, yup.
It was a different time. It was so incredibly fun. Um, I would watch that and I would just have my hands over my eyes, just covering them, like, oh my God, what is he saying? What is he talking about now? But it was entertaining, and he was a lot more brave at the time, and it was awesome. I thought it was great. For those of you that may not know, I don't want to call too much attention to it because Lord knows I'm going to get in trouble for it. But that was based off of John Graham's show, See Me After Class, and he had a podcast for a while where he would stream live, and then later he'd edit it and just present it on YouTube. Oddly enough, there's some of those streams that are missing. I don't know what happened to them, but yeah, he used to do that consistently, and it was a great time. It was just like relaxing and watching some dude play video games or talk, and hopefully someday that will come back. Who knows? All right, let's move on to the next one.
You again soon. I wonder if they actually blind people.
Oh my gosh, the laser line was just terrible.
Oh,
Okay, so I was too lazy to, I guess, make it move it so that the line was constantly straight. And what I did is I took a still image, and this time I had figured out transparency a little bit better, but I was too lazy to fix some of the characters. And I would just bend the image forward and back, And it gave the illusion that, he was playing with the laser pointer. Oh, yeah.
remember those? The teachers used to hate them. I love laser pointers. I wonder if they actually blind people. They can.
We didn't have iPhones like you youngins. All we had were laser pointers and dinosaurs.
But you have to do it deliberately or have a 1 in a million chance accident. Hey, son of a bitch. Jeff, are you alright? Huh. Not only am I alright, but I think that thing gave me corrective surgery, so you can see without your glasses now. Yeah, great. Can I have a ride to the airport tomorrow?
Hey, the end of that. Yes. So at one point, Jeff's like, "Hey, I have a favor to ask." And I'm like, "Yes, Jeff. Anything for you, Jeff." And he's like, "Can I don't wear glasses anymore because I got laser eye surgery. Could you not put the glasses on me?" I'm like, "What's wrong? You look great in glasses." He goes, "No, just without the glasses." I'm like, "Okay." So since he said laser eye surgery, I thought, "Oh, laser pointer. Here we go."
Wait. Hey, I am sure you've no. See you again soon.
Oh. Oh my gosh, one of the biggest pet peeves I have. Everybody has their own particular, like, grotesque, out of this world pet peeve. And mine is people who chew with their mouth open. Yes, I'm looking at half of the world now. I'm not perfect. I'm not. I don't chew with my mouth open. It is the most frustratingly annoying things. And I can't stand it. So I had to. This is my own little venting session of being petty and childish. Mm-hmm. It's exactly what happens in my mind. When someone chews loud and open mouths. Ugh. So bad.
You son of.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wait.
Now, you'll see that I accidentally, well, not accidentally, I was probably just too lazy to fix it. When he jumps,
You son.
there it is. Yeah. See, I didn't quite get the transparency right. And I forgot that I hadn't fixed that. And I went on for, like, I don't know how many episodes. I think even in the Christmas special, I forgot to take the stupid background off, and it drives me nuts. But I never noticed because they're always behind the bar counter. But yes, this is what I think of people who chew with their mouth open. So what can I do? I can't. I don't know. I'm not the president of everything.
Thanks and have a good
You chew
one.
however you want.
See you again
You have
soon.
my permission. Chew however you want.
Pat, you look down. Is there any way you could keep it to yourself? Pat, you look down.
Mhm.
Is there any way you could keep it to yourself? It's this new YouTube policy. It's
Yep.
really bumming me out. What's a YouTube? I think we might have to give up our dreams of becoming YouTube millionaires. Not yet, we won't. What do you mean, Tip? It's over. Not quite. Have you ever heard of being Twitter verified? You mean?
Yes, it sure is, Mr. Derelict. These were all the same people. Adding in two people, Jeff and Sax, because I had met them after this. We had been doing a podcast for a while. I love working on stuff with them because it gives me a reason to hang out with my buds, you know? And this was a great reason. I could always talk to them. I could, get their conversations and then ask them, hey, can I do this? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. We don't care. And it was the spiritual successor to Honor Guard versus the Drill Team. I should at some point go back and try to keep going with that, but we'll see. I like dumb stuff like this now, so I can't help it. Now, this one is actually in response to the fact that, we saw in an earlier episode that 10,000 views channel-wide for YouTube. And everybody can then get monetized. Like, okay, well, I can at least get to 10,000 views. I mean, I'll try to do that. So I worked and got a bunch of stuff out. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, no, now it's 1,000 subscribers and 40 million hours of watch time every single day of your life, forever, nonstop. And they have to be watching every single day, and something has to explode. And I was like, I can't do that. Well, you know what? At that point, I was just like, am I doing this because I want to make money, or am I doing this for fun? And I was like, I'm doing it for fun. So that's why I do it now. And then Tip just made it his mission in life to become Twitter verified. We even had a hashtag at the end of one of the episodes that says verify Tip, hashtag verify Tip. And we tried and never happened, but you can go pay for it. You don't even need to get recognized by Twitter anymore. You can just go pay for it. And Tip's whole startup with his BAM brand and all that was based off of Twitter. And he used this character, as a matter of fact. As you know, I don't know anybody who would use, a character of themselves as their brand. Yeah, don't look at my shirt. Anyway, yes.
Have you ever heard of being Twitter verified? You mean where you get a blue check mark by your name? What's a Twitter? It's more than just a blue check mark, Pat. It means you are considered an influencer on Twitter. So you'll be able to influence 988 people to sub to our channel with that kind of
Oh, yes. In El Paso, downtown, there's a ton of skyscrapers. It sounds like a ton. No, not a ton, but there was a few. And I always remember, as a kid, I remember my dad worked in one of them. And I was always thinking, how do you stand out as a bar? Every place has a bar. Every place has a pub. Every place, and they're always blocks from each other. So how do you get one to stand out? And I thought, on top of a skyscraper. And it would make sense that Tip would do that because maybe he knows somebody from the building and just won't tell anybody that he's up there. So he gets, he has his little bar up there. And of course you go up there, you see the view, but you can't think of a more dangerous place to have a pub than on top of a skyscraper because you don't want a bunch of drunken people coming out and then all of a sudden the story writes itself. But yeah, I've always, and then you have the increased altitude, right? So you're already a little bit tipsy from the drinks, and then you have lightheadedness, and forget it. It's the most irresponsible place to have a bar. Ironically, I came back from Las Vegas, and there was several bars on top of roofs. Stole my idea. I'm gonna have to get some legal advice. Not really.
Influence I can take over the world. Wow. It's just a blue check mark next to your name, isn't it? Pretty much.
For tip.
Hey wait. Hey, I am sure.
This little thing at the end is just my end card begging people to subscribe to me. So it was like, please, please.
Again soon.
I'm gonna still use it.
YouTube personality Philip DeFranco sells a generic sports shirt and I wanted one.
Stupid part.
Hey. What's with the shirt? Oh, you mean this shirt? Yeah. YouTube personality Philip DeFranco sells a generic sports shirt and I wanted one. That's cool. But I could only afford the cheap knockoff sold by a street vendor in Uzbekistan. Huh. Suddenly now I also support sporks. Damn right you do. Hey,
I wasn't as much of a huge Philip DeFranco fan, but Tip was a huge Philip DeFranco fan. And now I like him. He's cool. I'm not going to say anything bad against him. Guy's awesome. But Tip was like, oh my God, this guy's my hero. So he wanted to get, a generic sports shirt since he's not really a sports guy and just have something generic. But that was an actual conversation me and Tip had on Discord. I was like, well, hey, wait a minute. Why are you getting a shirt that says sports? Well, because I couldn't get the other one. So it was basically a knockoff of a knockoff. Alrighty. I think we're in the final stretch here. Thank you for hanging with me, guys.
And I lost big.
Thank you, Mr. Darrell.
Lost what?
Oh, when Bitcoin became a thing. For clarification, after a while, Bitcoin, and it still is now, but I remember when it first started, I guess, getting notoriety, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, we need to buy all the video cards, which, by the way, as an animator, is very frustrating when all the best video cards are either highly marked up or sold out. And then, everybody was just trying to get, this cheap, quick money stuff, right? Let's see how that worked out. And Tip claims that on one of his coins that he bought, one of the things he got, that in the middle of the night, he made $1 million, he made millions, and he just missed the alert to tell him that to sell, and then by the time he woke up, it went back down again. So this is me kind of, picking on him a little bit.
Sigh.
In a good way.
Why the long-faced dipshit?
That's how Sax encourages people.
And I lost big man. Lost what? Coin. All in one night. Like Bitcoin. Worse. Tipcoin. Tipcoin? Oh wait. That hit almost $4 million last night? Yup. So you're a millionaire. I was asleep. It dropped back down before I had a chance to sell any. Why didn't you set an alert? I only set alarms for important things. What was that? Are we rich? Even better, the bagel bites are ready. Hey.
So the joke being that Tip values his bagel bites being ready, but more than becoming a millionaire. Because we were so annoyed because he insisted that I made millions overnight. I just wasn't there to get to do the thing. And I was like, well, Tip, that's kind of important. And we all gave him crap about it. The one who gave him the worst about it was Sax, so I used him in this episode.
See you again soon. We never seem to be able to just sit quietly and drink.
All right, this is going to be the last one for now. Yes, he does look like Sheldon Cooper because at the time, The Big Bang Theory was super popular, and it exploded everywhere. Everybody thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I even enjoyed it. He kind of was, I don't know how to explain it. Sax had a way of picking on the show that he could also be a fan, and it was hilarious. And to pick on Sax, I gave him a shirt like Sheldon, which is his Green Lantern shirt with the thing. I couldn't help it. It had to be done. Just like the way Jeff's always wearing this fedora. He one time took one picture wearing a fedora to try to look cool, and I had to destroy him for the rest of the series with that. I couldn't help it. This is how this group of friends works. We care about each other, but we have to pick on each other brutally. So, good times. Also, his jacket that he's wearing on top of a roof in the middle of summer.
Able to just sit quietly and drink. Did you guys read the article about a couple in Florida being sent to jail for selling tickets to heaven? We never seem to be able to just sit quietly and drink. It's outrageous. They were saving up to go into outer space on their friend's flying saucer. What's sad is that the article says selling, not attempting to sell. I also see in the article that they sold hundreds. Fucking Florida. Lots of old people
forgot
are
that
in the
word. Oops.
final stages of life and are filled with guilt. Kudos to that couple for taking advantage of a situation to make a quick buck. It's the American way. It's a shame they were caught before they got to ride in the flying saucer.
That was, again, word for word, a conversation we had about an incident, where some people got together and they were selling tickets to heaven. And you could kind of say we were picking on Scientology a little bit and all that. And the idea that the article said sold, not attempting to sell, but sold. Someone actually bought it and said, yes, okay, I have now a ticket to heaven. I was like, okay, sure. Yes, our country keeps looking better every day. Yes, I will absolutely get around to doing the cold opens. I want to try to muscle through the rest of the 2D 9 a.m. And then eventually, like in a future stream, I absolutely will do the cold opens. I have a lot of fun memories of some of those, some of which I'll have to mute because I can't use some of the music. But again, guys, this was a passion project for me for over 10 years. I did stuff like this, and I still try to make some here and there. I got a little bit more interested in doing it like 3D animation style because there's a lot more dimensions you can do stuff with, obviously. And I want to be able to do more jokes that require more physical comedy. I loved this, but again, it's a gamble doing something like the Microsoft David voice over and over and over, because it's one thing if it's one character and then you have other characters with different pitch of voices or all like that, but as one it can get monotone, and even me, I'm like, really? But the joke was that we were so dumb about the way that we talked to each other, we all sounded the same. So that was kind of the idea behind that, is that at the end of the day, some people act all high and mighty, some people act like dorks, but at the end of the day, we all sound like each other, like we're just a bunch of clowns. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed making this stuff. I want to make more. Again, one day I'll probably give you guys like a rough estimate or a rough show of how I make them. It's really not that difficult, and they're quite fun to make. If you have Photoshop and you have Blender, that's 90% of everything. Just don't use copyright written music, because then it ruins your streams and you get flagged for everything. But thank you again for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Farewell.